Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Man United are unlikely to make any more signings before the transfer window closes. Solskjaer recently said that he wants to make one more signing in this summer transfer window. Manchester United have made 3 signings in this summer transfer window. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Aston Villa, brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, and we brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid, and we've spent around £120 million. Solskjaer said the other week that he's been very pleased with our summer transfer business. It's just under 2 weeks now until the summer transfer window shuts. And Solskjaer has received the backing he deserves. Surprisingly, our owners, the Glazers, have backed him only because they've been persuaded to. Woodward has said several times before that he'd back Solskjaer. John Murtough, he's played a part in Solskjaer getting the signings he wanted in. John Murtough is our director of football, and Man United certainly made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did mention that's one of the structural changes that we needed at the club. Plus Darren Fletcher is part of the club, and so too is Matt Judge. Solskjaer was warned by Ed Woodward that he's got to sell players to get more signings on the board. Man United have not sold one player in this summer transfer window. We've loaned quite a few players out. It's official, Andres Pereira has joined Flamengo on loan. It was the right decision to loan him out because Andres Pereira will get more experience, plus he'll get more opportunities. This is Andres Pereira's 4th loan spell, because last season he was out on loan with Lazio. And before he's had loan spells with Granada and Valencia. Andres Pereira's been part of the club for a long time. He's been with us since 2011. He's got a contract with Man United till 2023. We let Ethan Laird go out on loan to Swansea. Not so long ago, Axel Tuanzebe joined Aston Villa on loan until June 2022. It's his 3rd loan spell with Aston Villa. But he'll get a lot more opportunities at Aston Villa, plus he'll gain more experience. Before Tuanzebe's loan move to Villa was official, Tuanzebe signed a new contract with Man United until June 2023. There's an option of a further year. We also loaned Facundo Pellistri out. We also loaned Pellistri out back in January. We also loaned Tahith Chong out. He went to Birmingham. Back in January we did loan some players out, like I mentioned. We loaned Pellistri out, we loaned Diego Dalot out to AC Milan. Pereira was out on loan with Lazio at that time. We did loan Jesse Lingard out to West Ham. Lingard enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham. Tiden Menghino is another one we loaned out. So there you go, and it looks like Brandon Williams is going to be going out on loan to Norwich, because Sky Sports News said a few days ago that Norwich were in advanced talks to sign Brandon Williams on loan. Williams needs to go out on loan because Williams is our third choice left back. He doesn't really play that much for us. Brandon Williams has been a long-term target for Southampton and Newcastle. And last season he provided cover for Luke Shaw and Alex Telles at left back and Anwan Bissaka at right back. Brandon Williams has got a contract with Man United till 2024. Williams made his first team debut for Man United back in September 2019. I initially thought Amad Diallo was going to be going out on loan, but Solskjaer said in his press conference yesterday, building up to the game against Southampton, that Amad Diallo may not be going out on loan now, so he could be staying at Man United. Solskjaer mentioned that Amad Diallo was impressive in training, but it did recently say that Amad Diallo is 90% certain to leave Man United on loan in the coming weeks. He says Sheffield United have been interested. Fabrizio Romano mentioned that Crystal Palace and Basel have registered an interest in signing Amad Diallo on loan. We got Amad Diallo in a deal worth £37 million. We paid like £19 million up front. We got him from Atlanta, and Amad Diallo has got a contract with Man United until 2025. And James Garner, like I've mentioned, it looks like he's going out on loan. Solskjaer confirmed that in his press conference yesterday. But there is a lot of players on our agenda. Obviously, Solskjaer's priority is to get a midfielder in. Now, obviously, you know the news on Ruben Neves from Wolves. Sky Sports come out and said that Bruno Lage wants to keep Ruben Neves, but says every player has a price. Man United are still interested in signing Ruben Neves, as Wolves set a transfer price for a late deal. Wolves want £40 million for Ruben Neves. Now, earlier on in the summer, Ruben Neves hinted that he'd made a decision on his future, and he culled any talks of a transfer away. So he seems very happy at Wolves, and he revealed his excitement of working alongside Bruno Lage, who Wolves appointed in this summer. But prior to that, it did say that Wolves were ready to sell Ruben Neves, and there was willing to accept around £35 million. It said Man United were leading Arsenal in the race. Ruben Neves has got a contract with Wolves until 2024. Wolves paid £15.8 million for him from Porto back in 2017, so Ruben Neves has been at Wolves for 4 years now. Wolves know how much of an imperative player he is. Obviously, Wolves lost Diego Jota last year, and he was one of Wolves' key players, and Wolves have struggled without him. They also lost Matt Doherty. But I would definitely take Ruben Neves at Man United because he's still young, got a lot of development in him. He's got very good attributes. He's well proven in the Premier League, and he's been fantastic for Wolves, and if he came to Man United, I think he'd replicate what he's done with Wolves. I'm very, very sceptical that Ruben Neves will finish his career with Wolves. At some point, he's going to want another challenge. Now, you know the news on Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. At the moment, we have paused our pursuit of Eduardo Camavinga. Eduardo Camavinga's agent, Jonathan Barnett, recently said that Camavinga is in no rush to decide his future. Fabrizio Romano has spoken a lot about the Camavinga transfer saga, and he did say that Camavinga has 2 options this summer, including Man United. He's mentioned that Man United and PSG have not yet made any offers. Camavinga's contract showdown continues with Rennes. Camavinga's current contract expires next year. Rennes are prepared to sell Camavinga for £25 million, which is a reasonable fee. Not so long ago, Rennes confirmed that Camavinga will be leaving this summer, but the player's preference is PSG. The Sun said not so long ago that Man United are in a two-horse Eduardo Camavinga race with PSG. Camavinga has made 82 appearances for Rennes in all competitions. Man United are also interested in Declan Rice from West Ham. I really like Declan Rice. His performances for West Ham have been very good. He's been at West Ham for a good 7 years or so now. He's got a contract with them until 2024. Declan Rice is predominantly a defensive midfielder, but he can also be deployed as a centre-half. I like the way Declan Rice breaks up the play. I think West Ham did say that they want at least 100 million if they are to consider offloading Declan Rice. A few weeks ago it mentioned that we was interested in Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid. Said Man United were interested. A few weeks ago it said that the agents of Saul Niguez were due in England for talks with Man United and Liverpool. Because it said Man United and Liverpool were the ones that were battling it out for him. It said Atletico Madrid wanted from between 35 million to 40 million pound. The AS actually said that Niguez favoured a move to Barcelona because at one point Barcelona were in talks with Atletico Madrid over a swap deal involving Griezmann and Niguez. But we actually identified Niguez as a potential replacement for Pogba, and Niguez has a gentleman's agreement in place with Atletico Madrid which will allow him to leave. Niguez does have a £128 million release clause. He's got a contract until 2026 because back in 2017 he signed a 9-year contract, and he's made over 300 appearances for Atletico Madrid in all competitions, and he's been at Atletico Madrid for a good 13 years or so he's been a long-serving player, risen up their academy. Niguez can be deployed as a central midfielder or a defensive midfielder. And Leon Goretzka, Man United have also been linked with him, but I don't think we're going to be getting him now anyway, because I think he's going to be extending his contract with Bayern Munich. Now on my last video, I gave you the news on Kylian Mbappe from PSG. It does mention that Man United have made Kylian Mbappe a transfer target. Man United are eyeing a potential move for Kylian Mbappe next summer when he could be available on a 3 because his current contract at PSG expires next year. But Kylian Mbappe's likely destination is Real Madrid. Real Madrid will attempt to sign Kylian Mbappe from the 30th of August. We need a striker for next summer because obviously after this season Edinson Cavani is going to be leaving. Kylian Mbappe is a fantastic prospect. Mbappe is the second most expensive player. PSG got him in a deal worth €180 million with add-ons included. And he is the most expensive teenager. At one point PSG did have him on loan, but they got him permanent back in 2018. Before PSG he was at Monaco. The players that I want to leave Manchester United is Martial, but he's not going to leave in this summer transfer window. Because before the start of the season, the Telegraph said that Man United have got no intentions of selling Martial because he remains part of Solskjaer's plans this season. Before the start of the season, the Sun said that Man United were ready to sell Martial, but want at least £50 million. Did mention that Inter Milan were interested in him. They wanted him as a replacement for Lukaku. Martial has been at Manchester United for 6 years. He's got 3 years left on his contract, and Martial receives £200,000 a week. Martial has scored 78 goals for Man United in all competitions. We got Martial in a deal worth £58 million from Monaco back in 2015. We paid £36 million up front, and last season Martial was out with a knee injury for a while. He's had 2 good seasons at Man United. He was good in his debut season under Van Gaal, and he was good the season before last. We may consider offloading Martial next summer. I said I wanted us to offload Juan Mata in this summer transfer window, but obviously we're not going to. Was it earlier on in the summer, Juan Mata extended his contract with Man United until June 2022, so he signed a 1-year contract. I think next summer Juan Mata will leave. Juan Mata doesn't really get in our 11. Juan Mata has lost that yard of pace, plus he's aging up, but despite that, he's had a good career at Man United. He's been with us for like 7 years. We got Juan Mata in a deal worth £40 million from Chelsea back in 2014. At the first part of last season, Juan Mata rejected an £18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. I said I also wanted to offload Nemanja Matic in this summer transfer window, but obviously we're not going to. Matic could leave at January or next summer. I've got my strong reservations about Matic because he's always been a static player, plus he's aging up, and analysing the vast majority of his games at Man United, he's been inconsistent. He's not one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he still seems to get his chances. We got Matic for £40 million from Chelsea, didn't we, back in 2017, and he's been with us for 4 years. Now, I did say before, didn't I, that we should sell Donny van de Beek. Nothing to do with him being a bad player, it's just that he hasn't been given enough starts at Man United. Last season, Van de Beek started just 4 games in the league. So last season, most of Van de Beek's appearances come from the bench. This season is Van de Beek's 2nd full season. If Van de Beek gets a lot more starts this season than he did last season, I would definitely say keep him. But if he doesn't start enough games this season, then I think we should offload him in January next year or next summer. He's a good player, Van de Beek, but like I said, I haven't really had much of a perception on him at Man United. We got Van de Beek in a deal worth £40 million from Ajax, with add-ons included, and Van de Beek's got a contract with the club till 2025, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. I also want us to offload Jesse Lingard. We could still offload him in this summer transfer window. Solskjaer did recently confirm, though, that Jesse Lingard remains part of his plans for this season, despite the ongoing speculation. The Times recently said that Jesse Lingard is ready to leave Man United if he does not play regularly. Now, West Ham and Everton are interested in him. Well, Premier League Live recently said that West Ham have agreed to get Lingard on loan in this summer transfer window. Fabrizio Romano mentioned that West Ham are ready to submit another bid. He said West Ham received a huge boost in their pursuit of Lingard because Man United dropped their asking price for Lingard to £20 million. Initially, we was demanding £30 million. Stuart Pearce said that West Ham want to sign Lingard and he mentioned that he's a special lad. Don't forget Lingard enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham last season and he made an impact like I mentioned earlier on. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires next year. Last weekend for the game against Leeds, Lingard got omitted from the squad. Diego Dalot, I also want us to offload him. I don't think we're going to though, because it said the other week that it's very likely that Diego Dalot is staying. To Dalot's credit, he was impressive throughout pre-season. Last season he was out on loan with AC Milan. And Phil Jones, he's another player that I want Man United to offload. But we're not going to this season. So Phil Jones is staying at Man United this season after Solskjaer tells him that he remains part of his first team plans for this season. Jones made his comeback from injury in that behind closed doors game against Burnley when we beat them 3-1. Jones was out with a knee injury for a while. He actually sustained the injury in that cup game against Tranmere. Jones is the only outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era. He's endured 10 years at Man United, so he's been a long-serving player. So there you go. But like I say, Manchester United have had a fantastic start to the season. I said it was very imperative that we had a good start to the season. We beat Leeds last weekend 5-1 at Old Trafford and recently beat Burnley 3-1 in that behind closed doors game. Obviously we play Southampton tomorrow. I'm expecting Man United to win that. This season is massive for Solskjaer and he is aware of that. Solskjaer has got big expectations to exceed. Solskjaer's ambition for this season is to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. And obviously there's United fans that are sceptical that we're going to win a title under Ole, or anything under Ole should I say. But Solskjaer has to win a trophy this season to basically save his job, because Ole's not yet won any silverware as Manchester United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years ago. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. But before the start of the season, Solskjaer talked up Man United's title hopes. He said he knew the pressure was on. He made an admission saying that Man City are the favourites, but he said the title race is open. We've got a good chance of winning it this season. I certainly think the signings of Sancho and Varane turn Man United into title contenders. We definitely won't finish out of the top 4 this season. This season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager. Quite a few weeks ago, Solskjaer signed a new contract with the club until 2024. There's an option of a further year. So he signed a 3-year contract, and a lot of United fans disagreed with us giving him this new contract because they believe that he won't see out this new contract. Solskjaer must have had like 8 or 9 months left on the current contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. Like I've said to you, I do have my reservations about Ole, and my 2 biggest concerns about Ole is his decision making, because in a lot of the games he's managed so far at Man United he's been tactically naive. But there has been some games where he showed tactical flexibility, and I thought he tactically got it spot on against Leeds last weekend, but he's got to do that persistently. And my other concern about Ole is that he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager, but that doesn't mean he can't succeed as Manchester United manager. Ole does deserve at least this season. But I'll stick to what I said before. I don't think he's the long-term manager for Man United. A lot of United fans were demanding Ole out last season after the Europa League final loss to Villarreal. In a way, Solskjaer is lucky to still be Man United manager, because we've endured very bad periods under him where he's been extremely close to getting sacked. But I think with him being a club legend, that's what's basically saved his job. So yeah, he has been in charge of Man United now for almost 3 years. We appointed Solskjaer in back in December 2018. He's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We give Ole a job permanently back in March 2019, reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. Solskjaer has managed 152 games as Man United manager, so tomorrow's game will be his 153rd game as Man United manager. Progress has been made under Ole, because he has got us to semi-finals. Last season got us to the Europa League final. That was his first major final as Man United manager. Last season he got us to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. So there you go. In Solskjaer's first full season he got us a 3rd place finish, and last season he got us a 2nd place finish. So obviously now we have to build on that this season. Solskjaer has signed 13 players as Manchester United manager, and he's spent just over £400 million in total. He's got rid of a lot of players as well since he's coming. Like I mentioned, he's loaned quite a lot of players out. Some of them players that got loaned out have now returned, and some have gone back out on loan again. And he's got rid of quite a lot of players permanently. I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth, and Solskjaer has more or less given everybody their chances to express themselves, including the young players, like he surely would do when he came in. But Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite knowing the club through thick and thin. And Solskjaer knew he had a lot to do when he came in, because when Solskjaer came in he was inheriting a lot of the deadwood, and like I said, he's got rid of a lot of the deadwood, but he's still inheriting some deadwood now. But like I've said, when we have been inconsistent, not all the blame has stemmed from Ole. He's obviously been accountable for certain things, but if you've noticed, there's still certain players at the club that aren't good enough to represent the club. And like I say, I hate the way the football club has been run for a long time. Like I said before, the Glazers, they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. So too was Woodward. So yeah. Because our recruitment was so poor for a long time, and plus in recent years we've overpaid for players. But I reckon Ole is our best manager since Ferguson. He's our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. Since Ferguson we sacked 3 managers. We sacked David Moyes after 10 months. He's the worst manager we've ever had. We finished 7th under the David Moyes era. That's the lowest we've finished in the Premier League era. Sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years despite him winning the FA Cup. And we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years, despite him winning the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield in his first season, and getting us a 2nd place finish in his first full season. So you can say Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United, but the reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board, bad disputes with a lot of the top players, and in general the board just weren't backing the signings that Mourinho wanted to recommend in. And we must have brought a good 42-43 players in now since Ferguson retired. We spent, £1 billion or over £1 billion? So there you go. But like I updated you the other day, Solskjaer wants new contracts for Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Marcus Rashford, Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire. To be fair, we have extended quite a lot of contracts since Solskjaer got appointed in. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, like, explore on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.